Should we immediately close nuclear power plants while we still have water and electricity and the ability to tame them? Guy, you had mentioned that if we did have lack of power or lack of water, then these nuclear power plants or the rods would create very significant problems. So should we, right now, while we do have water and stability, try to close them immediately?
I think so, absolutely. If I was dictator for a day while I was terminating civilization, I would be working really hard to decommission the nuclear power facilities. There are more than 400 around the world. There are more than 1,200 ponds with spent fuel rods, and it takes 50 to 100 years to decommission each one once the money becomes available. And we haven't started yet. There's a lot of money in commissioning them, money for private corporations. There's no money for decommissioning, so we haven't started that process yet. And that's a long-term proposition.
Yeah, Steve, I will say that there are individuals within the environmental community who would argue that we need to sustain nuclear production for some next few decades as part of the transition to getting to the point where renewable energy is up to the point where it can sort of fill the gap. But there are some who will argue that if it could displace other more damaging ways of generating energy, that it would play a role. I think you have to counterbalance that logic with the fact that mistakes do still get made. And it's very recent that we had some pretty bad accidents with nuclear facilities around the world. And so it's not perfect, and I'm not convinced that we can do it in a safe way. And to Guy's point, we haven't figured out what to do with safe storage of the waste. So I'm not in favor of it myself.
I'm with Guy.
We might want to write that down.
We all agree on something.
I think it's
Or at least
exactly
three of us.
9/15/27. And Mark and that guy agreed on something. Are you writing this down?